Hello students, welcome to our session, and today we are going to learn about chapter number 15. The name of this chapter is light. In this chapter we discussed about the light, how light useful to us. Without light at night we cannot see anything. At day also, with the help of sun always give us light. With the help of the sun we can see, because we get light from the sun at day, and some electric equipments which give us light at night, and because of these things we can see anything around us. Recall what happens when you are watching television in your room and the electricity goes up. What happened there? You are unable to see anything around you because there is no light available, so you cannot see anything. You are unable to see anything around you. You ask for a torch or candle to your mother. Ask for a torch or candle. On lighting a torch or a candle you can see objects in the room, because these things give you light for see anything around you. What do you understand by this? There is something light with the help of which you are able to see objects around you. That means these kinds of things help you to see anything around you because they give us light, and using this light we can see things which are available around us. To view anything you need a source of light such as the sunlight, bulb, tube light, burning candle or torch. These types of all things are called the sources of light. Source of light. It means we get light from these kinds of things. Sun is a main source of light. Using sun, we can see anything at day around us. Sun and stars are called natural sources of light. They are called natural sources of light. They emit light of their own. Such objects which emit light of their own are called luminous objects. Natural sources of light, that means they have their own light. For example, they are called natural sources, for example, sun and stars. But we have also some kinds of things, they have not their own light. They are called luminous objects. These objects do not require any other source of light to be seen. Firefly, glowworm and lanternfish also emit light because they are not own life of their. You can observe them glow at night. Bulb, tube light, torch and candle also emit light. These are the main artificial sources of light. You can see here the pictures are also available. Sun and stars, natural sources of light. Natural sources, and then artificial, torch, bulb, candle, tube light. They are called artificial light because they are made by man. They have not owned their light. They are artificial. So these types of all things used by us to take light, so they are called the sources of light. Now we look our next page of our textbook. All non-luminous objects are visible due to the reflection of light falling on them. Reflection of light. About this you have already learned in your next class, in your previous standard also and previous sessions also. Reflection of light falling on them, and because of this we can see the non-luminous objects are visible. Visible, that means we can see them. Moon reflects the light of the sun. Moon has not its own light. We can see the light on the moon because of the reflection of the light to the earth. Like this, we can also see the objects are visible, non-luminous, because of the reflection of light. Then transparent, translucent and opaque objects. In chapter 5, you have learned that based on the ability of the light to pass through the objects, they are classified into transparent, translucent, and opaque. Transparent objects allow light to pass through them fully. These type of things allow, these type of objects allow light to pass through them fully. Glass, air, and water are transparent objects. They are transparent objects. That means they allow light to pass them fully. Transparent objects allow light to pass through them only partially, in half part. Oily or butter paper, muddy water, and smoked glass are translucent objects. That means they do not allow light to pass them fully. They allow pass to light them partially. Opaque objects do not allow any light to pass through them. They do not allow to pass light through them. Wood, wall, book, and some plastics are opaque objects. Here in figure 15.3 we have also examples. You can see here fan, then we have chair, then other examples also available on our page. They all the examples of different types of objects. Some objects allow pass light through them, some objects allow partially pass the light through them, and some objects do not allow pass light through them. Then we have activity 15.1 to classify transparent, translucent, and opaque objects around you. Here we have activity 15.1 to identify transparent, translucent, and opaque object around you. For this, collect as many objects around you as possible, such as chalk, book, pencil, pen, eraser, geometry box, lunch box, scale, paper handkerchief, etc. They have given many things. If possible, then try to collect them. Try to see far away things through each of these objects. Try to see far away things through each of these objects. If you are able to see clearly through an object, record it as transparent object. That means this activity proves you have to collect different types of objects, then try to see through them. If you can see anything through them, that means they are transparent. If you are not able to see, that means they are opaque, and you are able to see partially, that means they are transparent. So this activity shows us to identify the things, that identify the objects in which category they can stay. Record your observation in the table given on next page and MS Excel. That means first try to do this activity and then record your observations and write your observations in the table which we have in our next page. You can see here we have table. Here the name and type of object. First have solved chalk. That means chalk opaque. Why? Because we cannot see through the chalk. So chalk in opaque. Now book. We cannot also see through book, so book is also in opaque. Then pencil, pen, eraser, geometry box, lunch box, scale, paper. Using paper we can see or not, we can see partially. Then handkerchief, school bag, water bottle. Water bottle is transparent because we can see through them. Then shirt, trouser. So you have to fill up this paper by using this activity and try to write answer in them. Then we have shadow. Recall when you come back from school in the afternoon. First we recall that when you come back from school in the afternoon, you observe a dark path almost of your size and safe moving with you. You all have observed this. What is this? This is your shadow or parchai. We all say them parchai. This is your shadow or parchai. The formation of a shadow is a natural. A shadow is formed when the path of light is obstructed by an opaque object. This type of shadow is created on opaque objects. Thus, for the formation of a shadow, you need the following three things. If you want to see the shadow, if you want to form a shadow, then you need the following things. Three things. Now we look which three things. In them, first is a source of light. In them, the first is a source of light. Now we look about the another things which we have in our text. Then second, an opaque object then obstructs. Example comes in the way of the source of light. And third, a screen. These three things we need if we want to form a shadow. Can you see a shadow in dark room or at night when there is no source of light? You cannot see a shadow in a dark room or a night because there is no source of light available there. Can you see a shadow when there is a source of light and no opaque object is present? You cannot see shadow in this situation also because also the source of light is there but no opaque object is also present there. Also, a shadow can be seen only on a screen, walls of rooms, ground, building, and any other such surface acts as a screen. That means if we want to form a shadow, then we need these three kinds of things for the source of light, then one type of object, an opaque object, then also the surface, the screen on which the shadow will create. The color of the shadow does not change with the change in the color of opaque objects, in the color of light falling on them. The color of shadow will not change there. The shadow formed is always in which color? Always in black color. The shadow is always always formed in black color. A shadow is a region without light that forms behind the opaque object. The opaque object blocks the light, therefore the shadow is dark. Opaque object control all the light, so the shadow is always in black color. Do transparent and transparent objects also form shadows as opaque objects though? A transparent object does not form a shadow. Transparent objects form a light shadow. Transparent do not form a shadow and transparent objects form a light shadow. For this, let us perform activities 15.2 to 15.8 to understand characteristics of shadows. Now we have many activities for understanding about the characteristics of shadows. First, we have activity 15.2. In this activity, to observe that no shadow is obtained when there is no source of light. First, try to solve this activity at your home. Go to a room. First, go to a room. Switch off all the lights and pull the curtains off all the windows and close the doors. Can you observe any shadow? You cannot observe any shadow because no source of light is present there. That means if you want to form a shadow, then you need first a source of light. Without source of light, you cannot form a shadow. And this activity prove this. Because in this activity, they tell us first to go to a room, switch off all lights, and there is no any kind of source of light, so the shadow is not formed there. And then we have also other activities that shows us the characteristics of the shadow. First, you can see here figure 15.4, source of light is needed for formation of shadow. You can see here the pictures are given which are useful for understanding about the shadow. So when you want to form a shadow, first you want light, then opaque object, then screen on which the shadow is created. And for these we have also many activities, and for them we will discuss in our next session. In this session, we have discussed about some topics and activities which we have in our textbooks. If you want to understand them in better way, then try to read them and to solve them, and also fill up details information in your table which help you a lot. Okay, so try to read this lesson. Now we will meet in our next session. Till then, take care.